Okay. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shlakaya Chakshornmitanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurvabhishta Shapurakam Guru Ganer Shisha Sambhushitam Chincha Samasta Veda Nipunam Shirupa Pantanugam Govinda Vidamujvalam Varatanam Bhaktyam Vitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divya Bhagavad Premna Vibhuja Pradam Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So we're continuing this evening with our hearing of affectionate guidance. Yesterday we completed chapter 22, which is a really wonderful glorification of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And if anyone missed that, I would recommend catching up or reading the book, which is available online for free, premadharma.org. Maybe not on Gaudiya Dharma, maybe it's only on premadharma.org, the library. But really beautiful, beautiful heart glorification from our Gurudev of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Very special, very special. You know, when we hear from a Vaishnav like our Gurudev, it is not just hearing information or hearing history, but we're actually hearing divine substance, which can purify us in the deepest way. Now, this is, it's a little, what can I say? It's the best way to hear about the Vaishnavas. As opposed to, going and looking in a history book, a biography about Saraswati Thakur. That's okay, but it's a completely different thing from hearing from a Vaishnava like Srila Govinda Maharaj, and he's not just sharing a historical timeline, but he's sharing the essence of the movement and ideal of such a Vaishnava as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It is a completely different thing. It was something Gurudev mentioned a few times. He used this phrase, which originally was expressed by Saraswati Thakur, I think it was an article of Saraswati Thakur's, ontology and morphology. One angle looking in a more material way, looking at the historical side, the facts, so on and so forth. And another is looking at the essence, taking the essence. And Gurudev's focus was always on that. And of course, that was also coming from his deep Vaishnava heart. So it is such a blessing that we cannot really properly appreciate. Such a blessing, such a great fortune to be able to hear this type of heart expression from a Vaishnava like our Gurudev. Okay, it is to hear the glories of someone like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That is a very wonderful thing. To hear the glories of a Vaishnava like that from another Vaishnava of the same caliber, like Srila Govinda Maharaj, that then it takes on a whole new layer of meaning and life and vitality. That penetrates our hearts in a much deeper, profounder way. So we're very fortunate. So now we're going to move on to chapter 23. Puri, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, Jagannathdev and his Dham. So this is this book has been prepared by Madhusudan Maharaj, who was Mahananda Prabhu at the time, and it's collected. It's a compilation of different articles that were published in different places. Like magazines, periodicals that were going out of print. Madhusudan Maharaj collected them. But there's also some, it's not presented in a random way. There's some order here, and so here in particular, this chapter is there's some chapters which are focusing, some chapters which are more general spiritual advice, some chapters are more in the biographical line, glorifying particular Vaishnavas, and then there's some chapters which are going into the history of some of our particular mats. So this one is focusing on Puri, and then the next one is focusing on Hapanya, our mission in Hapanya, our temple there, our mat. Okay, so we'll continue. Question. During the later pastimes of Srila Guru Maharaj, we heard that he wanted to spend his last days in Jagannath Puri. Is this correct? Srila Govinda Maharaj. Yes, but mentally. In earlier years, sometimes Srila Guru Maharaj went to Puri for observing Urja Vrata during Kartik month. He used to stay in the place that is now the Aravinda Ashram. Actually, in Mahaprabhu's Leela, Puri is similar to Kurukshetra in Krishna's Leela. The mood of union and separation and intense service need is at its greatest there. Mahaprabhu expressed, Priyaso yam Krishna sahachari kukshetra militas tataham sarada tadidam ubayo sangama sukam tatapyanta kelan madura morali panchama jushe manome kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihayati. This is a verse spoken by Srimati Radharani to Srimati Lalita Devi, and Srila Rupa Goswami expressed it in this way. Krishna, who lived earlier in Vrindavan Dham, that Krishna is now here before me, and I am already in union with him. I am thinking that this Krishna and I, we are the same persons as were living in Vrindavan, and that Krishna has mercifully given us his union here. This is sufficient for anyone, but it is not pleasing my heart so nicely, because my heart is hankering to be in Vrindavan with this Krishna. Here also we are playing with Krishna and dancing with him. All our activities are going nicely with him, but still I am not happy with that. My heart always wants the association of Krishna on the banks of the Jamuna, where there are many varieties of kunjas, and he plays his flute. Here Krishna is not playing a flute, but in Vrindavan he plays his flute and calls everyone through that sound. And there he plays with us like our boyfriend. We want to meet with Krishna on those banks of the Jamuna, and that will give me full satisfaction. Whereas this meeting in Kurukshetra is giving me neither full satisfaction nor peace within my heart. This is the meaning of the Kurukshetra Leela with the Brajabasis. Here we find the most extreme mood of separation. So this is something that has come up a few times in the last few weeks. It's touched upon in some of the earlier chapters that we were going through, and also we just, not so long ago we went through the Rath Yatra section in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is a very high Leela, which is being described here. This meeting of Radha and Krishna, the Braja Gopis in Kurukshetra after 100 years of separation. And they are expecting, the Brajabasis are expecting to have some relief from their separation, but actually it is intensified because they're meeting with Krishna, but it is not the same Krishna, and the environment is not the same as Vrindavan. And so rather than getting relief, their pain is intensifying. Separation is intensifying. And so this is a verse of Rupa Goswami, which, when Jagannath Puri, it has some connection with Kurukshetra and this mood of separation at Kurukshetra, because Jagannath represents Krishna in a mood of separation from Vrindavan. Jagannath, with his somewhat awkward figure, it is an expression, it is a manifestation that came about as a result of separation from Vrindavan. Krishna, in the mood of Dwarka, hearing about Vrindavan and becoming agitated, disturbed with this mood of separation. So there's, Puri has this connection with Dwarka and also Kurukshetra, because Krishna appears in Kurukshetra in the mood of Dwarka, in the dress of his princely Dwarka persona. And then the Rath Yatra, of course, is representing Krishna being carried out of Dwarka to Vrindavan. So this is very significant. Srila Sridhar Maharaj had this aspiration, and we hear at one time the Gambhira was being offered to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Its care was, came up, and there was some opportunity. I think Goswami Maharaj might have been sent as a part of that. I don't remember the details, but he made one comment also, that if you can get that place, then I will personally go there. The Gambhir is very significant. It is where Mahaprabhu spent very small room where Mahaprabhu spent his final, mostly he spent his final years in a mood of very intense separation. And so Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he made one comment, if you can get that place for us, then I will personally come there. And he was saying this, and this would have been 1980 something, so he was like in his late 80s or something like that. It would have been a very difficult, dangerous journey for him. And so someone made some, maybe it was Goswami Maharaj, made some comment of surprise, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, there was some concern expressed, maybe it would be too much for you or something like that. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, if I die on the way, then I will die going in the right direction. I'll leave my body going in the right direction. So this mood of separation is prominent there. And that also brings to mind Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who expressed that he wanted to spend his last days in Kurukshetra. And why? Because this intense mood of separation is there in Kurukshetra during this meeting between Radha and Krishna and the gopis. And service is valuable according to its necessity, right? Just like a glass of water becomes more or less valuable according to the necessity. So seva is valuable according to the genuine necessity that is there for it. So this was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's feeling, that there is because of this pain, the pain of separation has reached its zenith point in Kurukshetra. And so therefore, if I can render some small service there, it will be so much more appreciated. So this was Bhaktivinoda Thakur's feeling. And then Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Gurudev's indicating here that was also Srila Sridhar Maharaj's feeling. Puri is similar to Kurukshetra. Puri has this relationship with Kurukshetra. And so he's indicating The mood of union and separation and intense service need is at its greatest there. So he's indicating that for that reason, Srila Sridhar Maharaj had that desire. Okay. On a plate, there may be your favorite foodstuffs, but if you cannot take that food, then what will be your feeling? Or as Gurudev said once, so many nice sweets are in front of you, but you have diabetes. The transcendental humorist. So he also gave that analogy for separation. This is the worst kind. It's one thing to not have it, right? That's maybe painful, right? Oh, I really want this chocolate or whatever it may be. I really want it, but I don't have it. Okay. But then what if it's right in front of you, but you can't take it? You know, doctor's orders, you can't take it. That is much more difficult. Do you have diabetes? He also mentioned another time, you know, when I was very young, I was very hungry and I never had enough food. And now I'm older and so much nice prasadam is coming and I cannot take it. Like, this is the material world. Gurudev liked to use prasadam analogies. Similarly, if Krishna is in front of you, but you cannot play as you like with him, the mood of separation is very strong. In Puri, Mahaprabhu went every day to see Lord Jagannath living in the temple, and he saw Jagannathdev to be Krishna. But still, he was not satisfied with that. He needed to meet Krishna with the Jamuna flute, etc. Such feelings of separation came to Mahaprabhu, and he suffered from that so much. It is that mood of separation that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur worshipped. He did not worship union, but he worshipped the mood of separation of Mahaprabhu. Such mood of separation happened in Kurukshetra. Therefore he wrote that in Vrindavan live bogus persons, whereas the real devotees of Krishna live in Kurukshetra.
They really didn't like it when I said that it's coming.
Did you tell them that?
They were not happy.
Well, did I miss something?
It's a very radical statement of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Saraswati Thakur announced this in a gathering, that only the hollow persons live in Vrindavan.
Yeah.
You know? The persons are real bhajan, they live in Kurukshetra. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur sent Srila Guru Maharaj to Kurukshetra to make a center. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said that when he heard that, he felt he'd fallen out of the top of a tree. And, you know, all of these things have to be properly understood, you know, have to be with, you know, there must be some perspective there. There's a particular mood, a particular feeling that is being expressed here. It's not that we will, you know, make an infantile dismissal of Vrindavan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We will be very careful with such things. Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur sent Srila Guru Maharaj to Kurukshetra to make a center. As Mat commander, he led a small group of devotees, and he succeeded in making an ashram there. I have seen that place. Question: is it also the case that when the devotees saw Mahaprabhu in Puri, they had the feeling, this is Mahaprabhu, but we want him as Nimai in Navadvip? Srila Govinda Maharaj: yes. Such feeling is shown in the shloka by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So this parallel is here, that as the Brajabasis could not tolerate seeing Krishna in the dress of a prince in Dwarka, so also in Gaura Leela, the Navadvip Bhaktas, they could not tolerate seeing Mahaprabhu in the dress of a sannyasi. So this parallel is there between these Leelas. Yes, such feeling is shown in the shloka by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Ami chai gaur chandra loite maya pore. Here, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur expresses the great mood of separation he felt to see the sannyas vesh, sannyas clothing of Mahaprabhu and Gambhira. I like to see Sri Chaitanya Dev, but I particularly want to worship, remember, see, and serve Gaurachandra, Vishrambar Pandit. It is my desire to see the Mayapur Leela of young Sri Gaurasundar. As Nimai Pandit, he had beautiful hair. He decorated himself with fine clothing, and he engaged in pastimes like a young Brahmin boy, along with his associated devotees in Mayapur, Ishodhyan. To see him in such a way is my worshipable desire. Mahaprabhu used to be Nimai Pandit, and that is a very sweet name for him. Even after Mahaprabhu took sannyas, many of the Goswamis, such as Srila Rupa Goswami, many times would say the name of Sri Shachi Mata. Sri Vrindavandas Thakur said, and it is almost too much for anyone, even if in a dream one will chant the name of Shachi Mata, one will get full liberation and transcendental happiness. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur expressed his wish to be attached to Mahaprabhu's Navadvip Leela. He mentioned very clearly that Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and that is all right because it is his pastime. But he has taken so much austerity, and the devotees such as Sri Jagadananda Pandit and others cannot tolerate that. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wants to see Mahaprabhu living in Navadvip peacefully with the devotees of Nadia. There the Pancha Tattva are chanting and dancing in great jubilation. When I saw hanging behind my chair in Dham Dham Park a picture of Sriman Mahaprabhu chanting in this way, I wanted to compose a shloka describing it. There is a particular painting by one lady in ISKCON that Gurudev really liked. Really, I think it might be included in our edition of Chaitanya Charitamrita there. But Gurudev really liked that verse, that painting, and he felt that it was the perfect expression of this verse of Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Unfortunately, Gurudev doesn't quote the verse here, but a very beautiful verse describing Mahaprabhu in Sankirtan. Nindantam bulakotkarena vikasham nipa persuna chavim. I can't remember anymore, but describing Mahaprabhu in ecstasy, how the tears are flooding out of his eyes. He's raising his arms as he's singing and gesturing to all the crowds. His hairs are compared to kadamba flowers, his golden spikes, in ecstasy.
Is that the one that's in the Yukai Dham?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's there on the wall. Yeah, there's a big one, right? Yeah, I think that's the one, yeah. Yeah, Gurudev really liked that one.
With the lady with the jewels in a basket, huh?
Yeah. The people with the
In the
baskets.
front, she's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
front, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, there's the pole punch.
And the Sankitampa Pratikon.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, he really likes that painting. When I saw hanging behind my chair in Dham Dham Park a picture of Sriman Mahaprabhu chanting in this way, I wanted to compose a shloka describing it. Then suddenly I found that already Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has expressed it very nicely in his book, Shri Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhi. That's something that niggles me a little, because he's saying like he wanted to write a verse, he had some, but then he didn't, like we missed out. I heard him mention that another time as well. It's such a deep mood of respect, like he's feeling Prabodhananda Saraswati has already, described, like no doubt Gurudev would have come from a unique angle, but he was feeling, I don't want to cross over the prestige of Prabodhananda Saraswati. Like we also see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherever Vrindavandas Thakur has already described a pastime in detail, then Kaviraj Goswami is saying, I'm just giving a very brief summary of this, because Vrindavan Das is already, there's always, amongst Vaishnavas, there's always this deep respect, not to try to show oneself as doing something in a better way, And they've already done that, no, I won't do it, So Gurudev, he's showing this mood. But we are a little sad. We feel we've missed out because of that. In his book, Shri Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhi, he has made Mangalarchanam with this shloka. So it's the first verse, I believe, right at the beginning. The general meaning is, Mahaprabhu is chanting Hare Krishna with his Parshad devotees in the mood of dancing, with arms upraised, with tears constantly flowing from his eyes to the earth, making the whole ground wet, and with the hairs of his body standing on end, thus appearing like the white and yellow color of the Kadamba flower. I offer my worship to this Mahaprabhu who is chanting with his devotees in Navadvip Dham. Oh gosh, it's already 8 o'clock. Another devotee expressed, Mone kori nore jodi hridaya bichai, tahara upade sonar gorangana chai. That type of Mahaprabhu I want to worship in my heart. And this is like sweet, simple Bengali. That type of Mahaprabhu I want to worship in my heart. And I want to spread my heart like a carpet along the whole of the bank of the Ganges. So Mahaprabhu may dance there in my heart. How beautiful. I want to spread my heart like a carpet along the whole of the bank of the Ganges. So Mahaprabhu may dance there in my heart. There are many such expressions. No, this is somebody else. This is Prabodhananda Saraswati's verses in like high Sanskrit. This is like a simple, sweet Bengali expression from the heart of a devotee. Gurudev doesn't say who it is. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for today. Very nice, very nice. Question. You mentioned that our Puri Mat is near to Sri Gadadhar Pandit's ashram. In what way can devotees derive benefit from this proximity? Srila Govinda Maharaj, you can gain benefit from everywhere. It exists within one's mood of devotion. Benefits nature is like that. Sometimes you'd see that, like, someone will be coming with like a particular angle, which is a little limited, really. And Gurudev will just like open it up like this.
Sometimes Gurudev also would say, mercy is everywhere, it's full on, but you have to be a good receiver. It's in the same time.
Yes, yes. That's it, isn't it? Jai Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai, Vishakha Devidasi ki jai.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Jai. Jai.